Welcome back to the Secret VCG Experience, Season 2, Episode 2. All right, who is our guest today, Aaron?
Jeff, I'm so glad you asked. Let me give you some fun fact about this person, see if there's any chance that you could guess who this is, okay?
Yep.
Now, again, I'm not fact-checking any of this, but this person alleges that they have an opportunity to play golf, basketball, or anything competitive, and they do mean anything competitive. They would be happy to do it.
Okay.
Near and dear to my heart, they claim to be an Ohio State Buckeye mega fan.
Really?
Yes. And maybe the most interesting fact about this person, they said if given a choice to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at one place for the rest of their life,
Oh, okay.
it would be at Wendy's.
You used to work at Wendy's?
I did, and that's why I'm introducing myself.
This is Aaron Gustin. I'm going to guess that it's Luke Phillips.
Luke Phillips. Let's see if you're right.
How good am I? Yes.
There he is.
Welcome in, sir.
Hi, Luke. Good to see you, sir.
Big time Wendy's guy.
Man, it's a running joke in my house. And probably for a while, just about every meal that I ate was from Wendy's. It was always on my way home.
Yeah.
It's so easy, it's so convenient, and it's never bad. It's not always great, but it is never bad.
Well, just last night, my son Cameron, who's like legit a chef level cook, he actually proclaimed Wendy's as #2 fast food restaurant all time.
What's number one?
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's a consistency.
Yeah, I get that.
Luke, we're going to start off with the Fast Five. These are 5 standard questions for every guest. Before we do, though, would you please briefly give us an introduction of yourself, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. So I am from Proctorville, born and raised here in the tri-state area. I went to Fairland. I was a Fairland Dragon. Once I graduated high school, I went to college at Ohio University. I've worked in and out of the area for my whole life. I worked at a pizza place in Proctorville for 6 years, worked as a bartender at Fat Patty's in Huntington. I ran a CVS actually on Marshall's campus for a while. And then I worked for a title agency in Huntington, or in Ashland as well, before taking on the role that I have now, which is the director of operations at 650 here in Barboursville.
Barboursville Original Branch.
Yes.
Director of Ops. All right. You ready?
5 questions.
If failure wasn't an option and money was not a concern, what would you do?
I would golf every single day.
Wow.
It's just my favorite hobby to do. I love going out and golfing. So if failure was not an option, I would imagine I'd be the best golfer in the world anyways. 'Cause I would never fail. So that sounds like the dream to me.
Quickly, what is it about golf that you love so much? Lots of other things you could do. Why not fishing? Why golfing?
Because like Aaron said in the questionnaire leading me into coming in, I'm very competitive, and golf's the one thing that you can do you're competing with yourself essentially. So I could go out and play by myself and be competitive in it. I don't have to have somebody there with me. I usually do, but I don't have to. So I just love that aspect of it.
Gotcha. Thank you. What is something you were confident about 5 years ago that you now think was wrong?
I think I was confident about everything 5 years ago, and I don't think most of those things were correct to be confident in. There wasn't much that I wasn't confident about, and then life kind of hits you and you kind of have to take a step back. But I would say that I still am pretty relatively confident, but I can just look back on things that I thought were a surefire thing 5 years ago, and it's not true anymore.
Yeah, we talk about that quite a bit. I'll find myself really passionately opinionated about something in a meeting. And a good way to check that energy in myself is, who might disagree with me right now? Myself in like 3 years. So calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good answer. What is one habit that has made the biggest difference in your life?
Easily the time of day that I wake up. I used to wake up at this is me going through like college, young adult. I would stay up really late. I would wake up at
What's really late?
Noon, like 3 to 4.
That's late.
A lot of nights. Now I'm in bed at 9 o'clock. I'm up at 5:30. I get my workout in before I go to work, before I have to do anything. And it just makes my day better, starting it off on a productive like time frame. Essentially, I can get up, I can drink my coffee if I get up early, do the things I need to do.
How many hours of sleep do you require?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think I can operate on like a little amount of sleep, but I usually get like 7 to 8.
Okay.
What time do you get up, Aaron?
5:45 every morning.
5:30 for you? What time do you get up?
5:30. My alarm's set for 5:30. I have a just in case alarm at 5:45, just in case I happen to like slip past that first one. But I'm usually up by no later than 5:45.
You know, that's what Jessie from Athens, Ohio, said on the previous episode, that her biggest change habit was getting up earlier, and she said 5:32, right on the dot.
It's a great time to
And
get
you're
up.
5:45.
Yeah. What time?
Well, I don't get up that early. I just don't know how you do it. My circadian rhythm of how I was born has not changed since I was a kid. I still am like a night owl.
What time do you go to sleep?
I mean, last night at 11. I tried to be asleep
Not
by
necessarily
midnight.
too late though either though.
It's not terrible.
Like
Right.
there's like a good sport, like a sporting event on or something like that. Like I'll stay up till like 11 o'clock or so, but I don't know what it is now. It's just the fact that I've done it for so long now. Even if I wake up or go to bed at like 11 to midnight, I'm still up
Yeah.
at least 6 o'clock.
I normally get, so I read most nights when I love to read, right? And that's really good. The problem is I'll commonly just keep going to like 12:01 and then waking up at 5, something's pretty damn tough. Okay. What is something that you pretend to understand, but really don't?
I'll say something. So typically if somebody comes at me with something that I don't have a ton of knowledge on, I won't necessarily come out that I don't understand it. I'll ask some questions. I'll kind of like lead the conversation in a direction where I can find out a little bit more about it and go from there. If I don't necessarily, I like to ask a lot of questions. If it gets to the point where I just have no idea, then I usually kind of don't portray that I am an expert on any certain subject.
Smart.
It's strategic, you know.
That's a tough question to answer.
It is a tough question.
Yeah.
It is a tough question.
Jesse said cryptocurrency.
I have no idea. I should have said that's a good one. I have no idea what that is at all.
For us, we pretend to understand how to host a podcast. Last question in the Fast Five. What is one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
I would probably say it's okay to not have it all figured out at this point in time. Things will fall into place. They always do. And that's kind of how it has been for me too. Like, and that's where I am now is not necessarily where I thought I would be when I graduated high school or when I graduated college. And it kind of put a stress on me. It's like, I don't know what I want to do yet. I thought I would have it figured out by now. And I looking back, I shouldn't necessarily have thought that way. I should have just kind of kept taking life day by day. And now I'm where I am, and I'm very happy to be here.
It is sort of a cruel trick in life, isn't it, that you're forced to decide so much of your journey so early on before you have any chance to really know. You know, in some cultures like Asian, I forget if it was Japan, China, maybe both, but they have a pretty common practice emerging where halfway through life, you just like, it's common practice to quit everything you've been doing and just take up a completely new career. I was watching a TV show not long ago where a person just quit their business job and he was growing strawberries on his farm. It's radically changed. Like, this is what I want to do, and now I know that, so I'm just going to change. Anyway, I don't know what you're supposed to do with that exactly, other than good advice to your young self.
Yeah.
Just take it easy on yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, don't beat yourself up too much.
Yeah.
Right? Well, thanks. That's the end of the Fast Five.
That was fast and great. Good job on that.
Yep.
Good questions. Great job. Let's talk a little bit about work. All right. I mean, that's, what we do. It's what they pay us to do here. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about work.
Sure.
So you said that you're at 650, which is Village Caregiving Barboursville. Anyone that comes in for a car wash, I tell them I point over at 650 and say, look, if your grandmother lived here in Huntington, West Virginia, this is the office to take care of them. This is it. And so you have a unique situation. You're newer you're not the newest person on the team. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Who do you work with over at the office?
So I work with David Job, the famous David Job.
He's
that is
legendary.
our executive director. There are two other RNDOs that work with us in the office, Mason Dino and Caitlin Brumfield. Caitlin is the I'm not the baby to the office anymore.
I see.
Thank you to Caitlin.
Yeah.
Thanks, Caitlin.
So you're over there. You guys have a full team.
Yep.
You work here at the original office. And again, I tell people it's the blessing and curse of 650 is what I call it, because you guys are here on campus, right? You're here for if we have an ice cream truck. You're also here for every visitor that comes in town. We like to bring them over, and you're kind of like the model house at the local home show, right? Like everyone comes through and tours, and so the desk has to stay tidy, all of those things. So what, tell us a little bit about, how long have you been with us?
I started at 650 in October the 1st.
Okay, awesome. So you've got several months under your belt. You have an annual conference under your belt now. What's it been like for you in a few words?
It has been, honestly, it's been the best job I've ever had, especially now with the team that we have over there. Everybody comes into work with a purpose. Everybody meshes well together. It's not necessarily like David has one thing to do, I have one thing to do, Mason and Caitlin have one thing to do. It's a team effort in a lot of aspects. If we have something that needs to get done throughout the day, we just take it on. Yeah. Whoever gets to it gets to it. Obviously, the nurse, Caitlin and Mason have had their side to do with the nursing stuff, but I mean, I feel like we're getting to a point where it's very cohesive. Yeah. And it just works. I got you. I've always said, like, I actually talked to my wife about this a couple weeks back, and I used to get to work when some of my other jobs, I would get to the office or the store that I was at, and I would sit in my car for like 10 minutes, and I would look at the clock and I would count down the minutes, and it's like, all right, 2 more minutes and I have to go in there. 1 more minute, I have to go in there. Sure. And it just got to the point where it was every day it was like that. Wow. I get here. I know. And
have you ever done this?
Yeah.
Just count the minutes down. Anybody in the room? Oh, I'm getting a lot of head nods. Man, I totally interrupt you. I'm sorry. No,
you're fine.
That's rough.
Yeah. You've never had a job that you walked into and was like, oh, this sucks.
I'm not sure I've ever nearly had a job. No, not where I just sit in the car. Man, okay.
And it's like,
I'm sorry about that.
You're fine. You have to like gear yourself up to go into these places. And then it gets to the point where I get here and I don't always hop out of my car right when I get here. Sometimes I'll look down my phone, like catch up on what's going on there. But I don't ever hate going into work. Yeah. I can't say I've ever gotten to work here and had a day that I walked out of and it was just like, that sucks so bad. Yeah. There's hard days, don't get me wrong. Like we have days where we're busy, things go off the wall sometimes and you got to clean up the mess, but I can't say that it's ever been like an issue with me leaving. Like I don't hate coming back here every day. Yeah.
Do you like how unpredictable it is? Like, does that help you? Does that hurt you? Do you wish things were more predictable day to day?
No, I don't. I like that you don't really necessarily know what's going to happen each day. But I've also had, like, when I was at CVS, for instance, like, that was kind of how it was there. I had a pretty decent staff under me when I ran the store that I had, and it was all college students. So college students are very unpredictable in what they do. You never know if someone's going to text you 5 minutes before their shift starts or 15 minutes after it was supposed to start and say, 1, I quit, or 2, I'm not going to be in today. And they're the person that's supposed to close the store down for you. So then I have to scramble and figure stuff out on my end to get that stuff figured out. So I don't know. I've always said I somewhat thrive in the chaos. Yeah. I bartended too. I don't know. It feels like everything kind of leads me up to kind of like where I am now and then like the skill set I have now in a professional aspect.
I got you. What, and I left out one of the details for the guest because I thought it would give it away. He is a new dad to an amazing 6-month-old son, and I thought that would narrow it down. So, young dad, young family, working here at Village Caregiving. How does that work for you?
It's great. The beauty of this whole thing for me, and one of the main reasons that I wanted to come and work here was the culture that we have in place and the flexibility. I don't necessarily always take advantage of it, but if I've got a newborn son, if I have a doctor's appointment where he's getting shots in his leg, I don't want my wife to have to go do that by herself. So I take care of what I need to get taken care of, and I get to go to that appointment with her. I can't say that about the other jobs that I've been at.
I got you.
So I love the flexibility aspect of it. You guys not only sent us down to Florida back in December, my wife and newborn son got to come also, and they loved it. My wife loved it. I'm sure the baby loved it too.
Sure.
To be determined. We'll find out at a later date whether he really liked it. He can't talk yet. But no, that was awesome. We really loved going down there as a family too.
What do you think he would say if he could talk? Not about the trip, just in life.
in life.
Yeah, you think you have a lot of opinions?
I think based off of when he was born, he was
Yeah.
the Labor Day baby. I think he'd be very Ohio State.
Oh yeah, he would.
I know he said this. He would be very Ohio State opinionated.
Yeah, I'd love
he's
that.
heard me. I'm the kind that will avoid watching those games in a group because I like to stand like this close to my TV. And
Yeah.
I like to. I assume they hear me where they're playing at.
Absolutely.
So I like to make sure that if there's a slight chance that they do, that I say the things that need to be said.
The last question, completely unrelated to work. Have you ever, and be honest, have you ever felt like anything that you have said or done has influenced the outcome of an Ohio State game?
I think so. Weekly. I think it's a weekly thing. The amount of times that I say that we need to get more pressure on the quarterback and then we finally get the sack.
Yeah, and finally they're listening to it.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
like Matt Patricia, granted, he doesn't know what he's doing out there.
Okay.
Being an NFL defensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator at Ohio State needs my opinion.
Yeah.
So I like to think that he can hear me a little bit and he makes the right call.
Do you? I mean,
Do I believe in that kind of a thing?
yeah, like the Bills, something went well because you had the jersey on, or something didn't go well because you really didn't, you weren't the super fan that day. Could you have influenced the outcome of that game with something that you did or said?
Well, Aaron, I've come a long way on this.
Okay.
I didn't used to think so,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of beginning to think that maybe.
Okay.
I think I was watching I hope people don't think that I'm too crazy
No.
for having this opinion. I've actually evolved on this a little bit. I think that there's perhaps other senses, we'll say, right? We have 5 senses that we perceive the external world with. It's not crazy for you to imagine. There's some kind of another intuition might be one, alertness, awareness one, like energy. Your heart does have an energetic field to it that's about a foot or 2 out away from it. So I was watching a show just last night, actually. You could go on YouTube right now. I don't know exactly what you search, but it was like Carl Jung synchronicity, maybe, about something in the universe and energy that corresponds with a time constraint, et cetera, that could influence something around you, and you have these crazy coincidental moments in the universe. I don't know.
You're open to it.
I'll tell you this. There was one year when the New York Islanders were losing every game at the very end of the game, and it became like the players expected this. Like nothing looked different. The fans knew we knew we were gonna give up a goal in like the last 20 seconds. Statistically, the odds of this continuing to occur are like 0. But it did, and to the point where I was like, there's just like an energy in this arena where we're making this happen.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a real
maybe
thing for sure.
I'm going to say maybe. Yeah,
I think it's for sure a real thing.
Be careful of what you're doing when you watch Ohio State.
Yeah.
Next.
I wear so last season, it's a funny story. So 2 seasons ago, Ohio State won the national championship.
Yeah.
And before they went on their national championship run, I put all my jerseys, all my Ohio State memorabilia, clothing, I put it in the closet because we lost to Michigan that year.
Okay.
We went on this big run of me wearing nothing but street clothes. So this past season, the entire season, I wore nothing Ohio State all year. My wife was like, my wife got me a brand new jersey.
Right.
Like all this.
In the closet.
Did not wear a single thing of it the entire season. I just wore normal clothes.
Yeah, the church would call that a fast. So that's fantastic. And you were able to get the gods of college football on your side. And Ohio State had another great season.
They did.
Right. Yeah. So that's. Is there any way we could change the lighting in this room?
Oh gosh, which segment are we going with today? What do we have coming up? Yeah.
We're going to do a couple rounds of what's the worst advice you've ever received. How would you like to set this up, Jeff?
So this is like a new trending thing, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of it. Okay. How would I like to set it up? I guess what's the worst advice you ever got? I don't know.
What is the worst advice? And what we're talking about there is it could be anything. Don't get your oil changed until the car quits running, right? That's terrible advice. No one would tell you that.
They used to say 3,000 miles. I don't think that's bad advice too.
Yeah.
That's overkill.
They're just now, it's just whenever you feel like it, when the car tells you to do it.
Yeah, I
Who
get
knows?
that synthetic oil. I drive 10,000 miles on that sucker.
Now, what I'd like to disclaim here is we're not giving medical opinions or apparently
We might.
mechanical opinions. We are not giving medical opinions. Don't follow this advice is what I'm saying. Do you have situations where looking back, maybe a family member told you something that was not correct, or you read something that you thought, oh, that's, and then you found out that's terrible advice? You have any examples of that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Honestly.
Mine, I thought of this one the other day. So my dad, good human being, good man, all right, did his best raising us. He told my brother and I at Easter that black jelly beans will give you diarrhea. Okay? Told us that our entire lives. Now, as an adult, I found out my dad loved black jelly beans. And that's how he kept all the black jelly beans. And to this day, they're fine. They won't hurt me. I just never eat them. That's terrible advice that he gave us, that black jelly beans would cause diarrhea.
Are black jelly beans like that good though?
They're licorice flavored, and
Yeah.
that's, you don't get that in any of the other jelly beans.
Do you want that in other jelly beans though?
I don't want diarrhea.
That's a good point. I can honestly say that if I'm picking through some jelly beans and I come across a black one, I usually
You're leaving it.
move that to the side anyways.
Wow. Well,
I'd have been good friends with your dad.
yeah, Dad would love you as a son.
Yeah.
Do you have any bad advice that you've received?
Yeah, but that did make me think of something specifically. I remember whenever I would stand on my head or anything as a kid or just upside down on the couch, my grandpa would tell me that my stomach would turn upside down and kill me.
Oh my God.
Wonder why he said that.
Maybe he had heard it somewhere.
He either believed it or he wanted me to stop tearing up the furniture. I mean, that's smart with those jelly beans,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill's not a dummy.
You know my favorite story about your dad?
Oh no.
Is one time whenever, it's real simple, it's not a big story. He just left a metal rake laying out, and he went out after he just left for school and stepped on it, just like a cartoon. It comes up and bashes him in the face, and bloody nose all over the place. Just the mental image of it. Sorry, Bill. I mean,
Yeah.
You left it out?
Yeah.
Oh, that
he,
makes it-
he
that
had
makes the
some
story so much
blood
better.
running, right? It was real dramatic. Now, I will say, if he ever watches, he'll get mad about this part. As an adult now that has hurt myself on accident several times, he carries a handkerchief. He could have easily wiped the blood was special effect, in my opinion. But he told us that we would deal with it when we got home.
Yeah.
And I almost told my guidance counselor at school because I thought my dad was going to kill me. He didn't. I just got grounded. But my brother encouraged me not to tell school officials.
The best part of that, though, is how you related it to your life, because this came up because his son, Pearson, had done something similar, right?
Yes.
He goes to school. Aaron gives him the old, we'll deal with this when you get home.
Yeah.
You know that kid is sitting there, Pearson, just like Aaron was,
Yeah.
all day long scared to death. Whereas now he's an adult, you realize this is 8 hours from now.
Oh, yeah.
He was over it and he had to work all day. A million other things more important than that little mistake, right? But when the kid gets home to teach him a lesson, he had to
You have to
get
go
his
back
anger
into it.
back
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
get mad all over
Fire
again.
yourself up a little bit.
Well,
have that conversation.
so I'm at work making fun of it. I'm like, you're not gonna believe what Pearson did. I about killed myself today because of it. And then I have to go back home and get back into father mode.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't get hit in the face with this thing again. I better. But then I got to think my dad was probably at work making fun too. Like these idiots, they're always doing stuff, trying to kill me at the house. So,
You give me a lot to look forward to.
yeah.
Like I can't wait to walk out of my house and have a near-death experience because of something that my son does, and I get to tell him, just wait till you get home.
It will happen more often than you believe, honestly. It's pretty wild how dangerous they are.
Yeah.
I'll tell you two other things that come to my mind. One is, my dad has passed away now, but he always told me, son, you're going to, the first car that you ever got, you're going to want to have that thing later on in your life. Just trust me on this. I wish I had my first car still. So for once in my life, I listened to somebody older and wiser than me. My first car, when I was 16, I kept this thing. Even when I couldn't even get it running anymore, but I kept it. I paid for a storage unit. 5 years, became 10 years, became 20 years. I had this car. Never, ever did I care about having it. No interest in it. Didn't move the needle for me. Eventually, didn't even want to have to fool with having the storage unit bill anymore. And the people that own the storage unit asked me about it, and I told the guys, like, yeah, you can just have it. I sold it to him for like a couple $100 or something. Bad advice. Didn't care.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
also I was told that my 30s, specifically that decade of your life, your 30s are just going to fly by. You're going to blink and they'll be gone. Well, not for me. That decade lasted so long in a good way. I mean, it was just great. A lot of change, a lot of stuff happened. That could have been my whole life, and I'd have been fine with it. It seemed like it lasted 100 years.
Wow. 30s creeped by on you.
Yeah, in a good way. I lived lifetimes in my 30s.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? Well, now that he's 40,
Yeah.
now that you can review your 30s.
Right. As a senior voice in the room, yeah, the 30s was a long run. 20s
Right.
felt like they flew by.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 20s, we were trying to learn how to pay electric bills and stuff. I felt like I didn't have any idea what I was doing in life.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, 30s. Do you care to disclose your age? You don't have to.
I'm 30.
You're 30, yeah. It is, 20s was wild.
Well, let me tell you something, Luke. Your 30s are going to fly by.
Just blink.
You might not have an answer for worst advice you ever got right
I
now.
was going to say 10 years from now.
Right.
Yeah.
When I get to my 40s, we'll do this again.
We'll run it back through.
Yeah.
God, I hope the cameras aren't high definition.
You want to dip in that fishbowl for a second, or do we have
We
time?
got in there. It has been a minute since we were inside the fishbowl.
Some of those are from last year, probably. Let's get the fishbowl graphic up.
Okay. Let me.
All right.
Are you familiar at all with the fishbowl concept?
I have no idea what the fishbowl concept
All right.
is.
So the fishbowl concept is I would love to make this easier to explain, but these are just random thoughts that pop into Jeff's head, wherever. And then he takes them out of there, usually stores them in his phone. At some point, after he gets some of them compiled, he puts them inside the fishbowl. Sometimes they're a question, sometimes they're a statement. And I don't want you to think too much about it. Just respond.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. How many different blue men have been in the Blue Man Group, you suspect?
I'm going to say 48.
48.
Yeah. Is there an answer to this?
Yeah, I know the answer to that one. I eventually got curious enough to look it up.
Okay.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Any guess, like, at all?
Keep in mind, this show debuted in 1987.
Yeah.
They've got shows in New York and Vegas and LA, I think, whatever, 3 or 4 different sites that are kind of going a lot.
I would just suspect that the pool of people that are naturally colored blue would be very difficult to find. So there can't be that high of a number.
There are some blue people out there before you say anything hurtful.
I'm not saying. And your confidence in saying yes to that, why you just said, as if you guys.
I'll go ahead and tell you, you're right on it, man. Like,
Really?
they're like, I think, barely over 70.
Wow.
70
Initially, I was-
blue men.
I was gonna say I was thinking triple digits, and then I dialed myself back a little bit, and I thought that's probably a pretty cool gig to have. So I'd imagine if somebody's in there,
They're gonna
probably
stay in
stick
it.
around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This was a moment born out of laughing at myself, honestly. I'm watching the Blue Man Group, or I wasn't watching, I saw an advertisement or something. And I was like, man, how long have those guys been doing this? And then I'm like, it's not the same 3 people, you idiot. And then it became in the fishbowl.
I wonder what the Indeed post looks like for that job.
Well, I can tell you, you got to be between 5'10" and 6'1". You've got to be, a good drummer, moderately athletic, and a verbal performative actor.
Wow.
There has been a female in the Blue Man Group before.
Huh.
Perhaps Andrea Johnson was her name. I'm not
Sounds
sure.
right.
Good for her.
I am
Yeah.
given a lot of deets on the Blue Man Group here.
Yeah.
Did you think about like applying at some point, or?
No. Nope.
Yeah.
All right, Luke. It's that time of the show.
It is.
Yeah.
The last word. Give us the last word.
Real quick, this is something. So here on the campus of VCG, I feel like we have a lot of like water cooler talks.
Yeah.
And I got an intriguing one at a car wash lunch with Chandler Stacy. Shout out Chandler. This is a picture of a normal sandwich. So this is a 2-parter. We'll be real quick. Just
Yeah.
half of a sandwich.
That looks good. I'm hungry.
That's a good
What
look.
is one how would you go about eating this sandwich?
Yeah.
And 2, what would be the best bite out of this sandwich?
Okay. I'll go first.
We obviously know the best bite.
The best bite.
So apparently it's a controversial subject.
No,
Best bite is going to be the crustless bite, right in the
obviously,
center.
they're right in the middle. That's the best
You're
part.
going right in the center. How I would go about eating this was question one. I would go left corner across.
That's bold.
Yeah.
It is.
So if it's a
He's not wrong, though. It depends on the sandwich and especially the messiness of the sandwich. Like, there is nothing that ruins a hamburger than when it's sliding around and falling apart and you can't eat it nice. A burger should be able to be eaten with one hand without that much of a mess. I saw a guy the other day get a burger. This was at Quarrier Street Diner in Charleston. Cool place. Not trying to, pile on you or nothing like that. But it was like this tall. It was like a foot tall.
I don't know
and
how
I'm watching. I'm like, what's he even going to do with that thing?
You got to use silverware, and that's just defeats the purpose of a burger, I think.
So, okay.
Real quick, so you mean you start at a corner and then you work your way across?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would depend on the sandwich, but if I didn't take that good, juicy middle bite, you know what I would do? I would eat it on the corner, not the back corner, the double crusted, but the one crusted corner. But the twist of it is, I wouldn't be holding the sandwich upright like that. I actually turn it so that my top teeth bite through like the meat inside that's up, like the side showing is up, and I bite through it that way, like hold it this way. That makes a big difference on the messiness factor. The taste is different because your tongue doesn't hit bread as much for it. You can kind of manipulate it a little bit better. I got a lot of thoughts on sandwiches.
I don't know if I've ever seen somebody eat a sandwich that way.
Really?
I don't know if I've ever seen. So in my
You know that
opinion,
question about what you wish you knew a long time ago?
Yeah. I'm shocked you're not writing notes, but continue on with your story here.
I think so this is an opinion, but I think the only correct way would be to go not the two-edged corner, with the double-edged crust. You go corner, then you have that perfect bite right there in the middle.
Okay,
and then you finish it off with the backside. But that gives you access to that perfect bite. Because if you take the middle bite at the beginning, you get all over your cheeks. You're just a maniac at that point.
Wow, I didn't even.
So,
think
in my
about it.
opinion, that is the only way to go about eating a sandwich.
Yeah,
I think he's won me over. You're right. You're actually right.
Yeah.
So this is me and Chandler Stacey having just a heated argument back and forth.
How did he propose eating it?
He said first of all, he said the best bite was the crust piece, and I just don't see that as being accurate. He said if you have the middle bite, you get too many. Sorry, Chandler.
Yeah.
If you have the middle bite, you get too many condiments, and it was a whole thing. So that was like 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But my whole point of this is I enjoy having meaningless conversations on occasion about stuff that will make no difference at the end of your day, but it's a good break in every day, and you can have a conversation about anything.
And let me give you a little insight into the mind of Chandler Stacey. Okay, and this is Chandler. You know what he said about that? He doesn't even believe that.
He does not.
No, I guarantee he walked out after and got home and was like, he probably made himself a sandwich and ate it exactly how I said. And he said, "Man, that bite really was the best bite."
He couldn't.
This is my impression of Chandler. If you went up to Chandler and I said, Chandler, I don't even think you believe that, he would go, "Oh, I don't really believe that." You're right, actually. I can't talk in a good voice as he does, but he doesn't believe that.
He likes
the crust on the bread doesn't taste as good as the rest of the bread. You know how I know that? Because little kids tear it off, and they haven't been corrupted by dumb stuff yet. That's just natural. It doesn't taste as good.
No, you're 100% correct.
The end. Right.
What are you ordering at Wendy's as the perfect meal?
So they've changed up my perfect meal so many times, and it is specific. So now I'll say what I have been getting, but they've changed it here in the last month or so. So you get the $5 biggie bag.
Okay.
Upgrade it to a medium. It's the junior bacon cheeseburger as it comes.
Okay.
But then I get another junior bacon cheeseburger also on the side, just a sandwich with mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise only.
Wow. So 2 different junior bacons with different orders instead of.
This is every time I order this, my wife has something to say about it.
Wow.
She doesn't understand it, but I just need a little bit of a change up in my life.
Fascinating. Well, great.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, that was a last word. I like it. Bravo. Well done, Luke.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us
Absolutely.
today.
Thank you for having me.
Great second episode. See you next time on the Secret VCG Experience. Roll the credits.
Can I Great job, dude. That was freaking awesome.
That was. I had no idea what she's pulling out of your pocket.
You know what?